A lady who's done all the drawings of the different parts, we can start to assemble and make an egg. And I'm going to concentrate on this Queen of the Ocean's egg to tell you how difficult it is to make this particular egg, because this enameling on this egg is called guilloche enameling. It is hot glass enameling with a pattern underneath it. It's translucent, so you can see the pattern through the enamel. And this is what made Carl Faberge famous, was the guilloche enameling. If you look at the first eggs that Carl Faberge made in 1885, there was no guilloche enameling. It was only in the 1890s that he started introducing enamel, and that's what really made the company famous. So I'm going to describe how we might make this egg. It's quite heavy for a start, this egg, and it is made of solid sterling silver. It starts in grains of silver, tiny grains of silver which we purchase as grains. And the first thing we're going to do is change the grains of silver into sheets of silver, 2 millimeters thick, and just the act of changing from grains to a sheet of silver doubles the cost of the silver. So we now have a sheet of silver, and you'll notice the top of the egg is larger than the bottom. So what we will do, we will cut a larger disc out of the sheet of silver and a slightly smaller one for the bottom. What's left is put back in the melting pot. So we now have a large disc and a small disc. What do we do next? You're going to hear me saying this over and over again. We polish it and polish it and polish it till it has a mirror finish. Machines that do these beautiful patterns are mostly made in the 1880s. You can't buy a new engine turning machine, they don't exist. And so they're very valuable and prized by companies. Usually the engine turning machine is in a soundproof room. Why is that? There are millions upon millions of patterns you can do. There is no book telling you how to do a pattern. Grain of dust, when we come on to doing the enameling, that grain of dust will burn and you'll have a nasty black spot under the enamel. If that happens, it's in the bin. Nothing you can do about it. So cleaning this before the enameling process, it's very, very well inspected with magnifiers to make sure there is nothing left. I've done a little area and I'm happy with it. I'll start again. Much more difficult to do this guilloche enameling than in grandfather's time. In grandfather's time in Russia, if you were in the enamel workshop, after about 4 years, you either got mighty sick or simply dropped dead. Carl Faberge didn't mind too much because out of their 700 workers they had, big company, about half of them were serfs. What 4 people who could do this guilloche enameling on gold and silver. 2 of them are ours. And so this is a very special technique, and as I said, we are always having a new apprentice. They are, for example, the seahorses with entwined tails, the dolphins. They are all made with a technique called lost wax process. These seahorses, that will properly take the carver about 6 weeks to carve in wax one piece. Now I remember very well cast in metal, this is sterling silver, they will make the wax 8% bigger, then eventually they want the size to actually all beautifully in gold, and this is called hard gold plating. If you say it's hard gold plating, it's not gilt. Hard gold plating means you have to guarantee by law in England that even in the nooks and crannies, there's at least 1.5 microns of gold actually on this piece. And of course, the Queen of the Ocean, she's made in the same technique as well. So hopefully it gives you a little idea. I don't want to go into too much detail, otherwise I'll have a lot of zzz going. Queen of the Ocean's egg. More than 12 different craftsmen will do their own part on this one single egg. Looking